The largest mine of Kuzbass-Ras-Rezugel is Taldinsky open-pit mine. Every year it produces about 13 million tons of coal. This is about 30% of the total output of the group. Taldinsky open-pit mine was commissioned in 1986 and became the largest coal-producing enterprises in the former USSR. Today, the open-pit mine consists of 3 coal fields: Taldinskoye, Tayozhnoye and Ironakovskoye, covering a total area of 7,000 hectares. Reserves of the mine are about 1.5 billion tons of coal. This makes it one of the richest deposits of the Kuzbass region. The coal-bearing deposits of the mine are found in its 11 coal seams up to 20 meters thick. Currently, coal is mined via the open-pit method to a depth not exceeding 100 meters from the Earth's surface, although the maximum depth of the coal reserves run down to 200 to 480 meters. The mine's products are highly volatile coals of DG, D and G grade, which are mostly utilized in the generation of electricity by the power industry. Part of the produced coal is, however, sent to steel mills, which use pulverized coal injection technology in their manufacturing process. The so-called PCI technology, which is used in blast furnace steelmaking, allows steel producers to reduce the consumption of coke by the way of its partial substitution, and as a result, to cut their costs as coke is more expensive than coal. Of the 13 million tons of coal mined, about 10 million are exported to consumers from 22 different countries located in Europe, the Americas and Asia. Between 2011 and 2014, the volume of exports surged by 2 million tons. Yet, to achieve these results, it took a long-term investment program made by the management company UMMC Holding. According to the program, the following measures are planned: construction of new washing plants and railway infrastructure. About $300 million were invested at Taldinsky open-pit mine in 2009 to 2013, just in the modernization of the mining and transport equipment. Today, the Taldinsky open-pit mine uses modern high-performance equipment supplied by world-leading manufacturers, including 65 excavators with bucket capacities from 5 to 56 cubic meters, 150 dump trucks with load capacities from 40 to 320 tons, 47 powerful bulldozers of varying types, and 16 drilling rigs. It is the largest mine site in terms of mining and transport equipment in the Kuzbass. In 2013, the mine produced 13 million tons of coal and processed 98 million cubic meters of rock. The strip ratio is typically about 7.5 cubic meters, equivalent to 19.5 tons of rock per 1 ton of coal mined. Coal mining starts with geological exploration. To do this, on the proposed mine site, production wells are drilled. From samples withdrawn from the bore wells, cores, experts can precisely define the contours of the coal seam, the strength of the structure, and its depth. The next step is the stripping process. The coal seam lies beneath a mountain of rock which firstly needs to be removed. The rock is solid and needs to be blasted. To open up the rock overlying the coal, drilling rigs must drill several hundred wells per section to a depth of 40 meters. In each of these wells, up to 600 kilograms of explosives are placed. The maximum amount used in any single explosion is up to 200 tons of explosives, capable of lifting 330,000 tons of rocky ground high into the air. At the time of blasting, the section is cordoned off and cleared of all machinery and people. A reddish cloud then rises above the mine, which the local miners jokingly refer to as the fox's tail. In front of you is the most powerful and largest crawler excavator in the world, the P&H 4100, produced by the American company Harnischweger. The length of the machine is 15 meters and width 14.5 meters. And being so tall, this monster even has a 4-story tall cabin. In this machine, there are so many components that it required 25 railway wagons to deliver them to the assembly shop. To put the machine together took 3.5 months. The excavator is equipped with a steel bucket of 56 cubic meters and weighs more than a ton. It bites into the ground with a pressure force of 154 tons. In 1 hour, the machine can dig up 2,000 cubic meters of earth. This powerful piece of technology used at the Taldinsky open-pit mine was the first of its kind in Russia. Introducing the Belage, produced by the Belarusian dump truck plant, a major supplier of mining equipment. This is the biggest truck manufactured in the former Soviet Union and one of the biggest mining trucks in the world. It has a loadable capacity of 320 tons. In the Kuzbass region, there are a total of 30 such dump trucks operating at mines, of which 21 are employed by the coal company Kuzbass-Raz-Rezugl. The height of the Belage is more than 7 meters, the length 15 meters, and the width 9.5 meters. The wheel diameter alone is almost 4 meters. Despite the impressive size of the Belage, to load it to the top, the excavator P&H 4100 takes only 4 bucket loads. And when the excavator drops its load of 120 tons of boulders, the giant wheels still compress by 15 centimeters. Per trip, the Belage is able to take up to the equivalent of 3 rail cars worth of rock. Fully laden, the machine weighs more than 500 tons. It has an engine of 3.5 thousand brake horsepower and, despite being so huge, can still attain a speed of 64 kilometers per hour. In a single month, she consumes 100,000 liters of diesel fuel. The overburden is piled into dumps, most of which are located internally on the mine site and are generally in previously mined and worked pit areas. Driven by powerful hydraulic cylinders, the Belage dump truck is emptied in just 40 seconds. In one day, one tipper truck makes an average of 20 journeys to and from the dump. Over a year, one truck travels 60,000 kilometers. Within its industrial working life, it covers no less than 800,000 kilometers. One of the main dominant features of the mine is the presence of the domestically constructed ESH 2090. It measures 35 meters in length, 16 meters in width, and 14 meters in height. Weight 1,750 tons. It is the largest and heaviest excavator on the site. In order to operate and move such a monster, it requires the super engine power of 26 electric motors, with a combined capacity of 10,000 brake horsepower, or 7,340 kilowatts. The excavator bucket capacity is 20 cubic meters, with a max capacity lift of 46 tons. For 24 hours, it typically moves a distance of 100 meters and over 8,000 cubic meters of rock. Only after all the overburden has been removed from the site can the production of coal begin. At first, the seam is trimmed down by bulldozers, and then it's down to business again with the excavators and Belage trucks. Since coal is softer and lighter than rock, at this moment in time it is possible to utilize more flexible hydraulic equipment operating on diesel fuel. Each shift, about 1,000 miners are working at the coalface. The excavators are operated continuously and work is carried out around the clock. 365 days a year, and regardless of the weather, whether that is in the 40-degree summer heat or in the minus 40 degrees of deep winter. All 3 pits at the Taldinsky open pit mine have their own stockyard facility, where they can store up to 460,000 tons of coal simultaneously. That is enough to fill almost 7,000 railway wagons. Today, to produce the coal at the Taldinsky open pit mine, SIS, steeply inclined separation, technology is used. Coal from the rock is separated in an upward flow of water that is pumped under pressure to 12 atmospheres. Coal, having a lower density, floats upstream, and the heavier scree settles lower and is removed from the separator. Coal beneficiation technology requires a huge consumption of water. So, at the processing plants, it is delivered by pipeline from a nearby pond, whose volume is about 2 million cubic meters. After enrichment, the water is purified and can be reused. By implementing SIS every season at the Taldinsky open pit mine, the mine manages to extract rock impurities from the run-of-mine material and recover an additional 420,000 tons of export quality grade coal. Before leaving the beneficiation plant for export, the raw coal undergoes additional processing in the high-performance crushing and screening plants, which have the capacity to process a total of 10 million tons of coal per year, and which guarantees shipment of coal in sizing according to contract specifications. To control the quality of production, the company has its own laboratory, which selects and analyzes coal samples taken at different stages of production from the coalface up until the station of departure. Furthermore, the production at the Taldinsky open pit mine pass additional multiple levels of scrutiny carried out by the international survey company SGS, which allows for further quality control of the coal throughout its entire journey on its way to the end consumer. Initially, samples are taken during the loading of coal onto railway wagons in the Kuzbass region and are sent to the Regional Representation Laboratory of SGS in the Kemerovo region. Thanks to the use of high-tech equipment, the laboratory staff determine the basic parameters of coal shipped, in accordance with the relevant ISO and ASTM standards, and report them to the customer within 48 hours of loading. The next step is to double-check the quality of the coal unloaded at wagons in the ports and whilst loading it on board of vessels. Finally, the quality can be reconfirmed as the coal is discharged at the port of destination. Such a series of multi-checking ensures consumer shipments of coal have consistent characteristics, in accordance with those agreed upon in their purchase contracts. The coal company, Kuzbass Razrezugl, cares not only about the quality of its products, but also about the environment where they operate. The company has also invested in the construction of tailings treatment plants, and as a rule, implements a program for the continuous recultivation of waste dumps. In 2013, the company Kuzbass Razrezugl reclaimed 125 hectares of land and planted 374,000 trees. 3,000 miners are employed at the Taldinsky open pit mine. These are the real experts in their field, but they are not only the winners of the all Kuzbass and Russian competitions for professional competence. In addition, they are sporting heroes. Every year on the Day of the Miner, the company Kuzbass Razrezugl holds a day of games, a mini-Olympics covering 9 sporting disciplines. In 2013, the Taldinsky team proudly won the bronze medal in the competition. The company Kuzbass Razrezugl is keenly aware of the social responsibility towards its employees and does everything it can to ensure they can enjoy a decent quality standard of living. In 2014, the company started exploring the third stage of the Taldinskoye coalfield. According to the most pessimistic estimates, in its depths sit at least 1 billion tons of black gold. The Taldinsky open-pit mine plans further modernization of the production process, the construction of a new concentrator, and the continuous introduction of ever more efficient technologies and entry to new markets. The coal company Kuzbass-Razrezugol is a reliable partner which provides its customers with high-quality coal on a continual basis, with timely deliveries and in strict compliance with all contractual obligations, regardless the situation on the market.